What if the path to rediscovering your vitality, your joy, and your deepest sense of self after 50 was not found in a cream or a supplement, but in a practice you were taught to feel shame about? There is a profound secret to your own body that has been waiting patiently for you to unlock it. Most will never understand this connection and will miss out on this beautiful season of life. You won't want to miss the final secret we discuss, as it is the key that unlocks all the others. Sacred solitude. There is a room within you that has remained untouched for years, perhaps decades. A quiet sacred space that belongs only to you. Society, responsibility, and the noise of the world have taught you to keep the door to this room closed, perhaps even to forget where the key is. We are taught to be givers, mothers, partners, caretakers, professionals. Our bodies become vessels for the needs of others. And in this noble service, we often forget that the vessel itself needs tending. We forget that our own pleasure, our own touch, is not an indulgence. It is a fundamental form of communication with the self. Think of your body not as a machine that is aging, but as a garden that is entering a new season. The vibrant, sometimes chaotic growth of spring and summer has passed. Now comes the rich, deep, and wise season of autumn. This season has its own unique beauty, its own quiet blossoms. To tend to this garden requires a different kind of attention. It requires solitude, not the loneliness of an empty house, but the sacred solitude of intentional presence with yourself. Masturbation, for a woman in this season of her life, is this act of tending. It is the practice of visiting your own inner garden, not with a frantic need to produce something, but with a gentle curiosity to see what is blooming there today. The shame that may be coiled around this act is an old story written by others, for others. It does not belong in your library. It is a heavy coat that you have been carrying for far too long, and you can now choose to set it down. What happens when you do? You create space to listen. Your body has been speaking to you your entire life, but its voice is often a whisper. In the quiet of sacred solitude, you can finally begin to hear it. This is not about chasing the ghost of youthful orgasms. It is not a performance. It is a homecoming. It is an act of profound self-respect, a declaration that your pleasure, your life force, is still vibrant, still valuable, and still yours to cultivate. This practice is the foundation. Without it, the other secrets remain locked away. You are not just touching your skin, you are touching your history, your resilience, your unspoken desires. You are reclaiming a part of your sovereignty. When you next find a quiet moment, I invite you not to think of it as masturbating, but as entering your sacred solitude, to close the door to the world for a few moments and open the door to yourself. It is here, in this quiet temple of your own being, that true vitality is reborn. Not such as body mapping. Imagine you have lived in a beautiful, sprawling estate your entire life, but have only ever visited the same 2 or 3 rooms. You know the kitchen, the living room, the bedroom. They are familiar, comfortable, but there are entire wings of this mansion you have never explored. Hidden courtyards, sunlit libraries, quiet alcoves with breathtaking views. Your body is this estate. For many years, pleasure may have been focused on a few specific, goal-oriented locations, the familiar rooms. But now, the hormonal landscape of your body has shifted. The old maps may no longer lead to the same destinations. This is not a loss. It is an invitation to become a cartographer of your own new world. Body mapping is the art of exploration without a destination. It is the practice of touching for the sake of discovery, not for the sake of arrival. The skin is the largest organ of the body, and it is a vast interconnected network of sensation. The nerve endings on your inner wrist are different from those on the back of your knee. The sensitivity of your earlobes is a world away from the soles of your feet. After menopause, as estrogen levels decline, the tissues of the vulva and vagina can become thinner and more sensitive. The old ways of touch may no longer feel good. This can be confusing, even distressing. It can feel like your own body has betrayed you, but it has not. It is simply asking you to listen differently, to explore new territories. Begin this practice with no goal in mind. The orgasm is not the treasure at the end of the map. The treasure is the map itself. Start somewhere entirely unexpected. The gentle skin behind your ear, the space between your collarbones, the inside of your thigh. Use different pressures, the light brush of a fingertip, the firm, warm pressure of your whole palm. What do you notice? This is not a mental exercise, it is a somatic one. It is about feeling, not thinking. You are simply gathering information with the gentle curiosity of a naturalist discovering a new species of flower. You are learning the new language of your body. Many women are surprised to find new epicenters of pleasure they never knew existed. A certain spot on the hip that sends a shiver of delight, a way of touching the stomach that feels deeply relaxing and arousing. This is because pleasure is not just in the genitals, it is in the brain. You are literally rewiring your neural pathways, creating new rivers of sensation. By exploring the entire landscape of your skin, you are reminding your nervous system that pleasure is available everywhere. It is a diffuse, holistic experience, not a localized, mechanical event. This takes the pressure off. It removes the anxiety of, will I get there? And replaces it with the simple, beautiful question, what is here for me right now? The Bakamtia's hormonal harmony. To understand your body now, you must understand the quiet, powerful river of hormones that flows within you and how its currents have changed. For decades, estrogen was the dominant force in this river. It kept tissues plump, moist, and resilient. It was the great sustainer. As you enter menopause and beyond, the level of this hormone naturally recedes. This is not a defect, it is a natural transition, like a river finding a new, gentler course to the sea. However, this change has physical consequences. The vaginal walls can become thinner, less elastic, and drier, a condition known as vaginal atrophy or the genitourinary syndrome of menopause, GSM. Understanding this is not cause for despair, it is cause for wisdom. It is the key to working with your body, not against it. The secret here is to understand that you can create a new kind of harmony. The first and most practical step is to embrace lubrication. Think of it not as a crutch or a sign of inadequacy, but as offering a cool drink of water to your garden. Many women are hesitant, feeling that they should be able to produce enough lubrication on their own. This is another old story that no longer serves you. Using a high-quality water-based or silicone-based lubricant is an act of kindness to your delicate tissues. It reduces friction, prevents the micro tears that can cause pain, and makes touch exquisitely pleasurable again. But we can go deeper. There is a difference between a lubricant used during the act of pleasure and a vaginal moisturizer. A moisturizer is like a daily face cream, but for your internal tissues. Used regularly 2 or 3 times a week, it helps to restore moisture and maintain elasticity on an ongoing basis. This is proactive care. It is tending to the soil of the garden so that it is always ready to receive water and bloom. This simple habit can transform your physical experience, making you more comfortable not just during self-pleasure, but in your daily life. And here is the most beautiful part of this secret. The act of self-pleasure itself is medicine. The arousal and orgasm create a surge of blood flow to the entire pelvic region. This is profoundly healing. This blood flow brings oxygen and vital nutrients to the tissues, helping to keep them healthy, flexible, and toned. It is the body's own internal system for rejuvenation. So you see, the practice is not just for a fleeting moment of pleasure. Each time you engage in sacred solitude, you are actively participating in the health and harmony of your own body. You are encouraging the river to flow, nourishing the garden, and becoming an active partner in your own vibrant well-being. A Mastur mindful touch. In our modern world, we are conditioned for speed and efficiency. We want results, and we want them now. This mindset has infiltrated every corner of our lives, even our most intimate moments. We often approach pleasure with a goal, a destination, an expectation. This creates a subtle but powerful tension in the body and mind. The secret of mindful touch is to completely dismantle this framework. It is to slow down so profoundly that time itself seems to stretch and soften. It is the practice of presence, of being so completely in the sensation of the moment that the past and future dissolve. This begins with your breath. Before you even begin to touch, find a comfortable position and bring your awareness to your breath. Do not change it. Simply observe it. Feel the air enter your nostrils. Fill your lungs, expand your belly. Feel the gentle release as you exhale. This is the anchor. Your mind will wander. That is its nature. It will think about the to-do list, a conversation from yesterday, a worry about tomorrow. Each time it does, gently, without judgment, guide it back to the anchor of your breath. This is the first step of mindful touch, creating a calm sea for the ship of your senses to sail upon. Now, begin to touch your body with this same quality of mindful attention. Imagine that your fingertips have their own consciousness, that they can feel, listen, and respond. Start slowly, with a reverence for your own skin. As you touch, keep a part of your awareness on your breath and a part on the point of contact. Notice the temperature, the texture, the sensation. Is it pleasurable? Is it neutral? Is it uncomfortable? There is no right or wrong answer. You are simply gathering data with loving neutrality. The goal is not to force a pleasant sensation, but to be present with whatever sensation arises. This practice changes the very nature of arousal. Instead of being a frantic climb towards a peak, it becomes a slow, meandering journey through a beautiful landscape. You might spend 10 minutes just exploring the skin of your arms and shoulders, feeling the energy begin to build in a slow, deep, and grounded way. When you bring this mindful touch to more intimate areas, it is transformed. It is no longer a mechanical act, but a deep, meditative listening. You will discover nuances of pleasure you never knew were possible. You may find that arousal builds more slowly, but it is richer, fuller, and more integrated throughout your entire body. You are no longer trying to get something from your body. You are simply being with your body in a state of unconditional, loving presence. This is the key that turns a physical act into a spiritual practice. Pleasure's purpose. For too long, we have been led to believe that pleasure, especially female pleasure, is a frivolous luxury, an optional extra. The final and perhaps most profound secret is that pleasure is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity. It has a deep and vital purpose in your health, your mental clarity, and your overall sense of well-being. Understanding this purpose allows you to fully embrace the practice of self-love without a trace of guilt, recognizing it as an essential pillar of your self-care, as important as good nutrition or restful sleep. When you experience arousal and orgasm, your brain is flooded with a powerful cascade of neurochemicals and hormones. This is not just a fleeting feel-good moment, it is a significant physiological event. Dopamine, the molecule of motivation and reward, surges, creating feelings of joy and satisfaction. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone, is released, fostering feelings of connection, calm, and safety, even when you are connecting with yourself. This creates a powerful antidote to feelings of loneliness or isolation. Endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, are released, which can ease chronic aches and pains. It is a pharmacy of well-being, located entirely within you. The benefits extend far beyond the moment itself. The release of the hormone prolactin after orgasm is a powerful soporific, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep. If you struggle with insomnia or restless nights, a practice of mindful touch before bed can be more effective than any pill. Furthermore, the act of reaching orgasm is a powerful release of physical and mental tension. It significantly lowers levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. In a world that constantly bombards us with stress, which is inflammatory and aging, having a built-in, natural, and deeply enjoyable way to discharge that stress is a superpower for your long-term health. Finally, embracing your pleasure is a radical act of self-affirmation. It sends a clear message to every cell in your body that you are worthy of joy, that your needs matter, and that your body is a source of wisdom and delight, not a problem to be solved. This is pleasure's ultimate purpose. It is not just about a physical release, it is about emotional and spiritual integration. It connects you to your life force. It reminds you that even as your body changes, your capacity for joy, for depth, and for profound connection does not diminish. It simply changes its form, inviting you into a deeper, wiser, and more beautiful relationship with the magnificent person you have become. Which sacred practice are you going to start with to reconnect with yourself? Drop your choice below. Let's walk this path of discovery together.